coming at you live from Mel's Tacos. This is the Master of Unlocking Bethesda Ubisoft Devolver, why not, reaction podcast. Jason, left.
Hi. How's it? I mean, hard.
Yes.
This is good churro.
Good churro. Caleb, right. How's your burrito?
Terrible, but that's just how I like it.
Oh, that's about right.
I'll have the terrible burrito.
I don't know why I thought Mel made a good chorizo, but it's not good. All right, let's get right into it. Let's just say real quick, Devolver was a thing that happened. That was just like a parody thing.
That was the conference of the show.
That
really
thing
was the best.
It was a thing.
It was 15 minutes of whatever that was.
Hey, can we legitimately for a second? I think Ruiner looks awesome.
Yeah,
I think Ruiner looks cool.
Yeah, that was cool, and we weren't terribly far off on our predictions about what that thing was going to be.
That's true.
Yeah. We actually were like, "What is the Devolver press conference going to be?" We said it was going to be at a VFW, and we thought it was just going to be some real dumb thing, and it turned out to be some real dumb thing.
Trash barrels on fire, right?
Yeah,
but
they went for it.
Yeah.
So, their stage show, the fake late night thing, that didn't work.
I didn't even watch that.
But it was weird. But the actual press conference thing they did was really awesome.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go to Bethesda was last night.
Oh, man, we're going Bethesda first?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
not prepared. It's
oh,
okay.
jeez.
Okay, it'll be the shorter one.
Okay, so Bethesda still loves Skyrim. We'll leave it at that.
Elder Scrolls has been kind to them.
Yes, that is.
I enjoyed the way that they started that press conference with everybody's kids.
Oh, I thought that was kind of a cool thing.
Maybe it's because I'm a softie now and I'm a parent. But
yeah, no, I thought
nice.
I thought it was a neat little 2-3 minute thing. Actually, and as we're just talking about transition things, I didn't think the Bethesda land thing worked.
No, it didn't at all. That was weird.
And because it was a cool concept, but it didn't work.
No.
Like, I think it's just they don't have the right group of stuff to make a theme park idea work. But either way.
They didn't have the right, voice actor for it. They didn't have...
It didn't click. But that was kind of a lot of that whole Bethesda press conference in general. Do you have a list of things you want to start with? Or I guess
I'll run through it real quick.
Okay.
Doom and Fallout 4 in VR.
Sure, why not?
Who cares? Gonna make people sick.
Mm-hmm.
What is that Doom thing? It's an experience, right? Again,
it's not a proper Fallout 4 is going to be all of Fallout 4, but Doom is its own standalone experience thing. It looks like it can kind of teleport a little bit.
Yeah, that's probably to try to stop people from getting sick
because it moves too fast.
Yeah, Doom would be really tough to play in VR.
God. Yeah, I love Doom, but I don't know.
Right. There were times playing that game I kind of was like, whoa.
Yeah.
I gotta slow down for a second.
Just for a second. Just...
Elder Scrolls Online, but whatever. Creation Club, who cares? Card game.
The Creation Club thing is a really interesting tactic on their part to stop some of the legal issues that they've had with modders.
Yeah.
And
it's just not for me, so I don't...
No, I'm just, as a news bit, I think that's an interesting way for them to try to solve that problem and then spin it in their press conference as if it's a positive thing, where it may not be the most community-friendly thing.
It's already not. It's already toxic all over Reddit.
Oh, so that's all I'm saying.
That was the first thing I saw this morning when I pulled it up. It was don't do Bethesda's creation studio thing. Don't let them win. Don't let the man win.
So, yeah, whether or not that's right or wrong, the first thing I thought was that this isn't going to go like they're trying to spin it. But that's it. Yeah. Carry on.
Skyrim coming to Switch.
Of course.
Oh, they made the bad Switch joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
Mm-hmm. They had that really weird-looking Link thing.
I don't know.
Huh?
They made the Fallout... Or not the Fallout. The Skyrim guy look like Link. That was really weird.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, sorry. It took me a second. With the shield and the long broadsword. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just left the press conference running on another monitor and kind of just listened.
Gotcha.
I didn't...
Dishonored Death of the Outsider, which I thought would have been DLC, but it's a actual standalone physical product.
I thought it was DLC too.
Yeah.
That's a big deal to people that played Dishonored 2, right? Isn't that character important? No?
The Outsider?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really important for both games.
Oh, both.
Yeah, the Outsider is the one that I could get this wrong, and I'm not an expert.
Okay.
Pretty sure the Outsider is the one that actually gives Corvo his powers.
I remember the Outsider from the beginning of 2 when we looked at 2.
Yeah,
Right at the beginning. So that's important.
yeah.
I would think for if you're like a big Dishonored person.
Right.
I'm not, but so you're gonna play that?
I don't know. I don't know if I need to go back to Dishonored.
Really?
Yeah.
You're done. Okay.
Quake Champions? Are you guys?
No.
I
nothing?
played Quake in 1997, and I think I'm good.
Okay.
I guess there's a lot of people who like it, so good for them.
Probably the most interesting thing to me out of this was the Evil Within 2.
And you know what? I didn't play any of the Evil Within 1, and I thought it looked dumb mainly because of the letterbox but at the same time, this Evil Within 2, I kind of intrigued. It kind of looks a little more Resident Evil-y, if that's a thing, but it looks like a Resident Evil 5-y kind of thing, not 7.
Is the producer the same guy that came from RE4 and 5?
Yes.
It's
that's
that
why.
guy, right?
Mikami, right? Shinji Mikami?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah.
And he was the director on the first Evil Within, right?
Yes.
So I wonder, how do you think, because I didn't play it.
I didn't either. It's been sitting on my shelf for like 3 years.
You haven't played that?
I know, right?
See, I thought you played it. Okay.
That's one of my summer goals, is to finish that game before this one comes out.
Okay.
But it's out on Friday the 13th of October, which is crazy that there's a Friday the 13th in October this year.
Yeah, and that works out because there's so many games that are
Halloween.
coming out on Fridays now.
Spooky.
And then the other thing that might be interesting, Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus.
So, out of all, we talked about this a little bit throughout the press conferences. I think that's in my top 4 games.
Wolfenstein?
I think it looks fucking awesome.
That does look pretty cool.
I think it looks really good. I thought the satirical notes hit really well. I think
The guy doing acid at the end of it?
yeah, I thought it was, and the way that it was edited very strangely.
Yes.
But it worked for what they're doing, and I genuinely chuckled at it, and I was like, I went into it like crossed arms,
Right.
like I'm skeptical at best. And by the time of it, I was giggling a little bit, and then it showed like, hey, we know what worked about Doom, so
Yeah,
we're gonna plug
A little
in
more
some Doom.
tongue-in-cheek.
We're gonna plug in some Doom with some humor, and there were just bodies blowing up, and it looked really polished, and it ran really nicely, or it looked like that anyway. And I went from being not interested to very interested. And I didn't play the New Order.
It's weird that you mentioned the editing there, because at first I was like, are they just showing every cutscene back to back?
Right. Yeah.
That was kind of I got confused, and I'm semi-interested. I'm not as super interested as you are, but I'm at least willing to, if I end up with some time, I'll give this a shot. That's kind of my thought on it, I guess. So we'll see how it reviews.
The Nazi walks in, asks for a strawberry milkshake. Like, right then, it's very clear that things have gone badly. Like, full man in high castle, I guess. Like, the Nazis won. No Nazi walks in and asks for a milkshake without things have going badly. And right then, I thought that was cool because you could tell, okay, this is the alternate history that they're going for.
That part in particular was like, is this a Tarantino movie?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
going
that's
on?
a good way to describe it. Like, it was yeah, but, oh boy, if Man in the High Castle actually had like 1 ounce of humor, man.
Well,
Ugh. That's a very super serious show. Good, but super serious.
I don't have time for this bullshit, but I'm not a Nazi. I can tell you that. They don't believe him.
Yeah.
I just thought it was funny.
There was some, they say I was not anticipating any humor. And that's when they first started it. I was like, is this supposed to be funny? I really didn't know. I didn't know what to think. I was confused. So by the end of it, I was like, so maybe I need to go back and watch it again with a different look at it. Because, yeah, I was like, this is super serious stuff right here. I'm like, no, it isn't. Wait, what the hell are they talking about?
Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Overall, I thought their press conference was a little bit weak. But I will say that with the caveat that I really, really, really like how they came out and said, this is the stuff that is releasing in 2017. So they limited themselves to that stuff. I like that.
There's a part of me that respects them for that.
Exactly.
So,
Yep.
I do too. It makes the press conference a little lean, like they're a little short of what you would think.
I mean, they spent
necessitates
like 5-10 minutes on the card game thing, which is like, come on, move on. But
oh yeah, I forgot about the card game thing. That was actually that's one thing that YouTube preview where you can kind of just like hold your cursor over the over the time bar there. Yeah, went right through it. Yeah, just skipped right over it. I know where my bread's buttered, and it's not in card games.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. Nothing else on Bethesda?
That was it.
Okay. Ubisoft. That kicked right off with what did we kick off with? Oh,
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. What
Jason's
the fuck
shaking
was
his
that?
head. No, I'm all in. I am.
Thank God one of us is.
I'm 100% in on that.
You called it Mario XCOM. Was kind of when we were sitting there watching that.
Mario XCOM.
Both of those things, you can have them.
Oh shit!
Mario XCOM. Mario has a gun. How are you not in on this?
Because it was still dumb. Like, I don't know where... Like, I felt like there wasn't enough interaction with things. And the way they started it, too, it was basically like, here's a walking simulator.
Yeah, that was
like, the
weird.
first, like, minute that they showed of it was just like, here's Mario walking with... Oh, you were leading this little, like, round disc thing. And then you're just leading the two rabbits dressed up like Luigi and the princess. And, like, was that supposed to be funny? Because it's not really funny.
Hopefully there's more humor in it than that.
The funniest
He's not going to apologize for it.
Yeah.
He won't.
Actually, the only thing I will give that game credit for was at the very end when the giant rabbit Donkey Kong came in and the little rabbit held up a banana to him. Yeah. Like, it was like, all right. Like, that was at least semi, like, it made me smirk a hair. But
I'm really looking forward to, like, what they showed was just they only had Mario in there, and then they had two of the rabbits like dressed up as Luigi and Peach. But what's awesome is they also showed like Yoshi, and they showed Luigi and Peach in there, like the actual characters. I'm really excited to like play through the game and like stumble on a character and add a Mario character to my party. That's gonna be cool. Oh yeah, I got Yoshi. Awesome, you know. That kind
at the same time, too, if the enemies are just going to be rabbids that just look weird, I don't know if that's interesting to me either. Like they showed like the Big Boo world, but at the same time, the characters were just the white rabbids with like a bunch of junk thrown on them. Like it wasn't even like Mario junk. It was just like weird outfits. I was like, why doesn't one look like a Goomba? And one looks like a turtle, or whatever those... I forget what the stupid things are that shoot the eggs.
Koopa Troopas. No.
From 2.
True?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't
remember. But, yeah, like... that. I guess that's where I was, like, I don't know.
Mario 2 was like a fever dream and it didn't really happen.
Right. So. I think, actually, in canon, I think it's a dream. Like...
No kidding. That's how they explained it away.
Because what is the real game called?
Super Turnip Shooter, right?
No, it has.
I don't know.
It has a real name. I forget what it's called.
I forgot what it was called.
But yeah, they just reskinned it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
but I think another part of that is I'm just desperate to play something on the Switch. I played Zelda on it, and then I lent it to a friend, and I haven't even looked at it since.
And I guess at the same time, it is coming out. What was it? August or September? Yeah. So it's at least something coming out soon for a system that is lacking games. So sure, why not? And maybe that's why they were willing to give that license up.
Yeah,
was so that they could get a game and get a Mario in there, because just having Mario on a name of something is going to sell it. I mean, look how many stupid Mario plays basketball, Mario plays tennis, and they sell those things like crazy just because the name's on it. I bought Mario basketball. That's a terrible game.
Mario recreates.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's not saving the princess, he's getting some exercise. He's golfing. He's playing tennis, like you said.
He's going to the Winter and Summer Olympics.
Oh yeah, he loves the games.
Do you guys have anything like gameplay related to talk about that? Anything else? Because I want to give it its due. Anything else you're excited about about gameplay wise?
I think I'm more excited about the world than the gameplay.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the gameplay looked serviceable. Like, okay, that's gonna be fun, and then we'll move on to the next, story bit, the next group of characters, whatever.
Okay.
But I wasn't overly like, I need to. They had like the thing where you could like throw a character to another area of the map, like. Sure, whatever. That looks like it'll work and it'll be useful, but I'm not like, I need to go do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just not my style of game.
I want to talk about something, so I wanted to make sure we wrap that because this may take us down I don't know what path.
A rabbit hole.
And that's the podcast for today.
Turn it off. So when they released a Nintendo game on iOS. That wouldn't say that kicked down the door for Nintendo allowing stuff on other devices. But this then continued to open that door. Not quite kicked down, but Nintendo's allowing Ubisoft to work with them. And maybe that's ultimately what leads to hopefully Mario on other systems should Nintendo have trouble. But it looks like the Switch is doing fine.
Yeah.
But I'm excited for the potential of Mario to be ultimately on the other two platforms someday, or on PC someday.
If we ever get to a world where there's not a console anymore. Almost.
And I guess Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, I suppose, is probably similar to this when you think about it from a licensing perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe this isn't new territory at all, but I continue to hope that I don't have to buy a Nintendo console just to play Mario.
And if you were in 1995 and someone told you that there was going to be a video game where Mario and Sonic were together... You would have never believed it. And now it's just like Sega's in such a shit world that they'll do anything.
Poor Sega. Mm-hmm. Poor Sega. They deserve better.
Yeah.
All right, that was my point.
Right. What's the next game? Was that Assassin's Creed? Was the next one they talked about? Assassin's Creed.
Yes.
I was going to call it Exodus, but that was Metro Exodus. With Origins.
It was Origins, yeah. No, actually, the Crew 2 was before that.
The Crew 2 was before that?
I think that looks neat. For the record, I won't play it, but I think it looks neat.
Agreed.
Sure.
Agreed. It looks neat, but if I have to do any sort of flying of an airplane, I don't want to do it. Grand Theft Auto 5 ruined airplanes for me for my entire life. Flying under all those bridges and doing all of those tutorial trick things and everything else. There's a broken controller and a hole in my wall from doing that. And that's the first time. That's my only angry gamer moment that I can ever think of, like, of throwing something that angrily.
So, after seeing Forza yesterday, it's hard to be impressed with anything that has a car. Because that was, like, so shocking. That 4K footage was like, oh, man. You just hadn't quite seen anything like that before. So I thought the crew looked nice, but it's hard because they're automatically at a disadvantage because you've already seen, like, the most impressive car thing you're going to see for years, probably. Yeah. But that game, I think that game looks cool.
What did you guys think about Transference?
What?
The Elijah Wood thing?
That was a VR thing too, wasn't it?
I'm intrigued.
I'm intrigued.
I'm not. I don't know why, but that just rubbed me the wrong way.
It again is another
Were you
one
just
of those,
waiting for Wilfred to walk in?
I was just like, this looks dumb and
I actually
corny.
made a Wilfred joke when we were sitting here. I was like, so you see a dog. Like, that was...
I don't know why I was so negative on that, but I was just like, this looks awful
for
to
me. It's again another one of those VR things that they don't know what to do with it other than just have this experience thing.
Yeah.
And if it's just going to be an interactive movie with you where you put glasses on, I don't know. It's just, what is the point of it? If that's all it is, and how much money is being invested in these for how much they're getting in return of what people really want out of this.
FMV games are the best kind of games. So maybe
that's a good point.
Maybe that's it. They're great.
They showed another trailer for South Park: The Fractured But Whole.
Yeah, it is dated.
It's dated, but
you seem like you're frustrated and you think it'll get delayed again.
When did they? I was trying to figure out when did they actually do the Coon storyline on the show, because that's been a long time ago.
It was around when the first Avengers movie came out, so I'm gonna guess somewhere around
2011.
Yeah, 2010, between 2010 and 2012.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. I thought that we probably all have the same thoughts. Like, that first story lended itself to a video game so well. Mm-hmm. So now they've got this other South Park arc they're working with, and we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
They've spun out the Assassin's Creed ship combat into its own game, it looks like.
That, and the I was really kind of pleased when they referenced AC4.
Yeah.
When hey,
they're not trying to hide it.
Yeah, we caught lightning in a bottle, and now here's ship combat the game.
I was a little confused whether that's only multiplayer or not.
I don't think so. It can't be.
If it's only multiplayer, I'm out. But if there's a single player campaign to that, I'd play it for sure.
And we didn't see a whole lot of like hand-to-hand stuff, did we? Or
no, it looked like all
we
ship
saw
to
some
ship.
Walking around on the ship, right? But it wasn't like,
but not like, hey, I'm gonna hop on this next boat and do some swashbuckling.
And we didn't see them launch themselves in a cannon.
No, that was Sea of Thieves.
Okay, just making sure I got my pirate game.
You gotta get your pirate game straight. This was Skull
Pirates
and Bones.
are in vogue.
Skull and Bones. I guess I never said the game.
Skull and Bones is the name of that.
Bones,
of the Assassin's Creed ship-to-ship combat game.
So speaking of Assassin's Creed, they showed more of that, but we talked a lot about that in Microsoft.
Origins.
Yeah.
And I don't think I saw much more that I'm interested to talk about, I guess.
Right. There's nothing else new, right?
Didn't shine any extra light on it, did it?
I think I'm just as excited as I was before, so I will definitely be playing
I'm ready.
What else was there that was interesting? Oh, well, since we talked about South Park, there's a South Park mobile game.
I'm going in order, Logan.
I didn't know you were going in order. I'm sorry.
Oh, they didn't show those back to back?
No.
Butthole.
No, they did them in different spots. Sorry.
It's very important that we start with the Steep expansion first, because we're all such
Did Steep even sell 1 million copies? Like,
I have no idea.
That game's like, it got bad reviews. Nobody was really interested in it. So I was like, why are we spending like 5 minutes talking about a Steep expansion?
What about Starlink Battle for Atlas?
Is that
looks like it's gonna get real expensive real fast.
Yeah, the little Toys to Life thing that you attach to a controller. Yeah, no, that was their fuck up. They have one every year where they think they're gonna have something really cool on their hands and then they don't. Laser tag.
Yeah.
No. This was that thing. I don't think that that's going to be good at all, and I think you're going to end up with a shit ton of that product on a shelf, and it's never going to move.
Okay, now you're allowed to talk about South Park Phone Destroyer.
Okay. I don't know what it is.
Card game, right?
It looks like there was some cards on there, so whether it's going to be like free to play and you buy some cards, I'm willing to check it out, I guess is all I'm saying.
Let me know how it is.
Yeah, me too. Let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
They showed some more Far Cry 5, which looks awesome.
It still looks good. I would like to, I guess, when you guys play it, I'm interested to just, I want to fiddle around with it for an hour and see if the movement is still like I hate it. If it's better movement, then I'm in. Because I think the story looks great.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Above and beyond great. But I just don't want to move around.
Can we, and maybe we talked about this a little bit, what's the explanation for why this place cannot be saved by the National Guard?
Nobody cares about Montana.
Love
you, Montana listeners. Sorry.
Logan's throwing shade at Montana.
Sorry, mute.
So, from piecing together tidbits, this area, this relatively small area of Montana has been taken over by this cult.
Right.
But there are still civilians living there. So, like, they couldn't just do, like, a bombing run or anything like that, because then it'd kill all these people. Got it?
So they're trying to... okay, carry on before.
I guess, I'm guessing that it's kind of hard to determine who's actually in the cult and who's not from parts of it.
Okay.
So that might be a concern. And then they also did say you're in a remote region of Montana where there's no cell phone reception. So I don't need a fancy explanation.
I know this one's. It's just it's a tough sell for me because I'm really. It seems like everything else is pretty well grounded, and politically charged, and pretty interesting that they would take this time to make this game. Whether or not it's been in the works, or it's been obviously in the works for a couple of years, but it's just an interesting time for this game to come out, and so I'm having a hard time with the operation, with me being a part of the operation and it being off the books, and the government can't come in, except for when you said, like, maybe there are members of the cult that are scattered throughout the community and you're not sure who is who. So you don't, if you use like Waco as an example, if they even say at the beginning of the game, like, we don't want to have another Waco on our hands here, or we don't want to have another compound situation on our hands here, so this is why we have this team of people in here that are trying to deal with this problem. I could believe that rather than like a civilian body count being piled up by the government entity. So like, I'm trying, but like when he's like, no 911, no cell phone service, and I was like, don't say that, because you're making me think of how ridiculous that is.
I see what you mean.
So don't just don't say that, and then maybe I won't try to come up with excuses or reasons why I'm the only decent person trying to save this place.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't have only positive things to say about it.
Yeah.
I think it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I was burnt on Far Cry 2. I was done. I was finished. I was not ready to go back to a beautiful island surrounded by wonderful looking water and hunt sharks. I was finished.
Now you're going to hunt elk and moose and...
Which I'm not as excited about. But I am excited to kill some hillbillies.
Yeah.
Kill some hippos in Assassin's Creed.
And some gators, looks
gators,
like.
Yeah.
Some gator.
And then they closed out their press conference with Beyond Good and Evil, which what's his name? Michel Ancel, I think is his name. He came out a couple weeks ago and said Beyond Good and Evil 2 will not be making an appearance at E3. It's not the right time to show it, and then it was there.
Yeah, and I'm intrigued. I never played the first one, but
the first one's so good.
The storyline of this looks really interesting. I mean, like, I don't know who this crazy monkey and pig dude are, but...
And this is actually a prequel.
Okay.
So, they did say that afterwards. This is a prequel.
So they're calling it Beyond Good and Evil 2.
I don't know if there's a 2 on it or not.
I'm pretty sure they had a 2
I
at
think
the end.
there's a 2, actually. There's like a line and then 2 next to the Beyond Good and Evil. Only full motion video cutscene stuff, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's unfortunate that they didn't date it, and we don't know how far off it is.
Right.
It could be,
at least it exists.
It could be 2 years out, yeah.
Does it, though?
Yes.
It's not.
Don't take this away
All
from
right.
me.
I'm sorry. I won't.
Don't do it, Caleb. Can't
I
handle
won't
it.
say it. It may not come out. What?
Uh-huh. No.
No, sorry.
Okay.
Hear that.
Anything else? Am I missing something?
No.
Yeah. Oh, well, you missed a big one. Just Dance 2018 is coming out for the Wii.
That's true. That's very true.
For the Wii?
For the Wii.
Really?
Yeah, it had a whole list of like 10 things that were coming out for, and it was
Do you
for the
think
Wii.
that could be a clerical error?
No. Caleb looked it up.
They released the last Wii game to come out was Just Dance 2017.
You know what? I knew that. I knew that because my daughter watches older kids play it at daycare, and it took us forever to figure out, like, she wanted us to put dancing on the screen, and we're just like, I got nothing. I don't know what you want. I don't know what it could be. And my wife tells me it's a Wii game. And then I get on the Just Dance channel, and she loses her mind. And I was like, "Is this it?" She's like, "Ah!" And so I'm actually pretty familiar with the songs in the catalog.
Oh, good.
Because of YouTube.
Well, there you go. Now you'll have more songs.
Excellent.
So you don't have to listen to the same things over and over.
Thanks, Ubisoft.
Yeah,
Raise my child for me.
Yeah, I was telling Caleb too. The daycare our oldest daughter goes to, they have a giant projection screen, and
Awesome.
And yeah, I've walked in. I'm like, what they're playing Just Dance on the Wii? I was like, I remember thinking, I was like, when was the last Just Dance that came out on the Wii? Now I know. Like, there's
2016.
2016, and now there's going to be another one coming out. So maybe it'll be something. Maybe I'll donate that to the daycare. I'll go buy.
There you go. Good man.
Buy the new one for the Wii.
So I don't. It doesn't matter because nobody listens to these anyway. But
please comment if you do, because we just want to see if you do.
Yeah.
I just want to know if somebody listens to this.
Thanks, Mom. But so I guess now this is our last podcast talking about E3. Can you guys come up with like top 3 things that you're excited about? Is that putting you on the spot too much?
No. If I had to come up with a top 3,
You can go ahead.
I don't know if I'm ready. Caleb, are you ready?
I asked the question, and I don't know if I am ready yet. You're not.
I can maybe... The thing that just jumps right off the top of my head for whatever reason is still that Life is Strange prequel thing that's going to come out in like 3 months. And I think the fact that it's coming out in 3 months is what got me more excited about it. If you were to tell me like, oh, yeah, we're going to do this prequel thing and yeah, it's going to be out next year, I wouldn't be that excited. But the fact that I'm going to be able to play it in August, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay.
Beyond that, I'm excited to get an X, I guess.
You excited about the new Xbox?
Excited about the new Xbox.
You have a 4K TV ready to go?
Yes, and that's ready to go.
It'd be cool to look at.
Other than that, just randomly on our TV right now, the Golden State Warriors just won the championship this year. We'll reserve our comments for another day on that. Fuck you, Kevin Durant. And the policies that got you into the situation. But I'm trying to think of one other thing that I would have to pick if I had to go a third thing that I'm really excited about. Spider-Man. Spider-Man looks really fucking good.
It does. It does look good. Do you have your list?
Well, I will also say Spider-Man as one of mine. And then God of War.
Yeah.
Which I think is my number 1.
It looks every time they show that, at least wise, we talked about some games that excited and delighted and surprised last year and then showed up this year and we were like, that's not as strong as it was last year, but God of War continues to uptick.
Yeah.
Like what they showed of God of War, and then you realize that serpent thing is like just to this ginormous scale. Like it just that kind of scale is really nice. Some of that stuff we talked about earlier or even last year with Final Fantasy 15. It's nice to see that we can do that now and have it look proper.
Right. And
God of War gave us that to like the nth degree at the last part of that trailer. It looks really good.
And it's interesting because to have such a God of War game that's a slow pace.
Yeah,
I mean it's just because seeing the continued stuff of it. Because I mean the first glance we got was still a slow pace of a thing, but we almost have like an X-Men Wolverine to now we're looking at the Logan version,
right?
Which you haven't seen yet, but
we haven't talked about this, but I think that this is it for Kratos.
Like this is gonna be the only game.
I think this is it for Kratos, and his son now takes the mantle.
Maybe, yeah.
And it's like he becomes the God of War and takes over that.
Right. I think we're getting and he will then, and we'll get God of War games because of course, But
you
I
need to
think
transition.
I think we'll transition away from Kratos, almost like if John Marston dies and then his son goes on to make more Red Dead.
But the thing is, the good thing about this is you're going to get to experience that kid for an entire game. So now you're a little more tied to him. Where you with Red Dead was basically just like, oh, yep, you got to play the epilogue as him, and that was all you really got to do. Where here you're going to be invested. And now,
I don't know. I was pretty invested.
I think you're going to be more invested in something that you're going to
go murder this man. Yes.
I'm actually pretty bummed we didn't see any kind of trailer or gameplay from Red Dead on anything.
They don't come to E3.
No, Rockstar doesn't really. Last time they came to E3 was Agent. We all know how that turned out.
Yeah. My third one, I would say Beyond Good and Evil, but you told me that doesn't exist, so I'm not allowed to say that.
That's not.
So I'm gonna go with Cuphead.
I didn't say that.
Cuphead.
Okay,
I forgot about Cuphead.
Yeah.
I forgot about Cuphead.
Yeah.
Seems like Microsoft was a long time ago, so I feel like I may
really
not
does.
be. I may not be giving.
EA
Microsoft
seems like it was like
due.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was 3 days ago. That was 10 Mel's Tacos meals ago.
Only 10? You slowed down.
You opened up a line of credit at Mel's Tacos. It's a taco truck, and you opened up a line of credit.
He is our sponsor. He is our lone sponsor. You do not talk bad about Mel.
Love you, Mel. Let's see. If I needed to pick 3 games, I would say that number 3 is The Last Night.
Okay.
Stylistically, I thought it's tied. It's tied with Ruiner, probably. I thought Ruiner looked really cool. I think both of those are stylistically, I mean, they're neon. One of them's more cyberpunk than the other, but they've got that soundtrack that really clicks with me. So I'm excited for both of those. That's probably a tie for 3rd place. Then probably 2 is actually Shadow of the Colossus.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to play that again and play a remastered, updated version of it. It's kind of like, I'm a romantic at heart, you guys know that, but it reminds me of, that's how I saw Shadow of the Colossus in my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you, I'm thinking it doesn't look crazy better than the PS3 version, but I bet if I went back and looked at the PS3 version, it would look like garbage compared to that.
I promise you.
Yeah, but just like you said, I mean, 2004, 2005, watching that game, that was incredible. It was the best graphics you'd ever seen. And now, I mean, to see it in what we just saw, like that, I mean, it's impressive, but it's just, taking yourself 12 years back in time.
I need to change my vote, but go ahead. You finish yours first.
And then probably God of War.
Okay.
It looks too good.
I totally forgot about a game that is definitely number 3, A Way Out.
Oh,
That's
you're
my number 3.
You're that excited about that?
Yeah, that looks awesome.
I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think that game looks cool. I'm
sorry, Cuphead. You lose.
Yeah, I think it looks good.
You can go top 5. You can make a top 5 and put Cuphead in there. That you can put Cuphead in there, and Beyond Good and Evil can make its way back in there.
There we go. Top 5. Done.
There you go. And if I had to do go top 5, I would probably throw Cuphead in there, and I think that Last Night game that stylistically has got me intrigued. Now I don't know really much about it other than beyond that, but I'm intrigued in it.
Hopefully, it gets me by until we see some Cyberpunk 2066 stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
I think that's an E3.
That was an E3.
And actually, it hasn't even officially started yet.
That's crazy, isn't it?
That is weird.
Yeah, I'm excited for all these meetings we have coming up.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
All
Which,
the
by the way, I
demos and
guess
stuff
just a
we're
random
gonna
thing
play.
that came up. There was a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer. I don't know if you guys watched that
Yeah,
at
it
all.
was part of some some announcement for their orchestra thing.
Yeah.
They are so weird. Square is so weird.
Square is weird as hell. It showed just all kinds of whacked out gameplay. I mean, there was nothing really special about it. It looked like it was just a really random desert world or whatever, like pyramid world. But I don't know. Just one of those other things. So
There was a Square press conference, huh?
no,
There was not.
Oh.
This was just, they just released this trailer.
There wasn't a stage or nothing.
No, nothing exciting.
Yeah. Well, at least they know when to cut what they need to cut.
Yeah.
And that needed to go.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well,
thanks, guys. It's been fun.
Thanks. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We'll check out Nintendo tomorrow and not talk about it.